important thing. We're going into it in a really good spirit and excited. You know, you've got to be excited for games like this, and the boys are looking forward to it.
Certainly confidence has been renewed, same starting 11, but perhaps a different plan from Michael Carrick's Manchester United today. Roy, from what you saw last week against City, if they can hit those levels, can they get a result here?
Well, they'll have to hit them levels, even maybe need to go better than that. I think the beauty of last week, what we saw with the United, first time we've seen the Bennetts of really not having midweek games, there was plenty of energy in the team. The plus today, again, it's the same 11. You know what I mean? A bit of stability in that sense. They've got their quality. You still need your top players to turn up. Again, I go back to the midfield battle. Bruno last week certainly played in a more an advanced position. If he does that today, he's got to be careful. He's got to come back in a little bit because they'll need more help. But if he gets into positions where we know he's a threat, then he will cause them problems. And I think United, whatever about the way they play, their mindset should be positive, and they should have great belief that they can come and get a result. Why not?
Patrick, were you convinced by Manchester United?
I wasn't convinced since the start of the season. I think they've never been really consistent on the performance. Obviously, they had a really good game against City, but I think today will be a different game. So I'm being really disappointed with the way that United play, because we used to United challenging to win the title. And today we are talking about United try to finish in the top 5, top 6. So performance-wise, I think they never gel to play well together. And I'm afraid that maybe will be too much for them today, because the Arsenal, I think, team are above them at the moment.
Is that because of the, sorry Dave, the formation though that Amorim was deploying? Carrick's coming back to basics, 4-2-3-1. They looked really good last week.
They look really good, and of course, changing the system maybe helped the players to perform at their best. But I think it is from the start of the season. I think when you had a new managers come in, I think Amorim didn't have really the time to implement his system. And when you don't have a time, I think it became quite really difficult for the manager. This kind of transition that United had, there's still a lack of performance reference. And I think that game against City can be the performance that the players needed, and to build this kind of belief that they can play like that until the end of the season.
What a big difference was the return, Roy, of Mainu last week in that midfield. For the first time this season, is he going to have to get through that same amount of work that he did last week?
A bigger test for him now tonight. Mainu is a good point, because he's been a question mark over the last few months. He's not in the team. He got that opportunity last few weeks when Bruno had an injury, now change of manager, and he's back in there now. He played really well last week. He's still a kid. He's still learning the game. He's only played 60-odd games for Man United. He's obviously played senior international football for England.
Is the second game harder than the first one?
Well, it is. Well, the games always get harder. Last week you're at home, City were on the back of a midweek game. I know Arsenal, but they're at home. So there's always different challenges, different dynamics in any game of football. You're at Old Trafford, you've got the fans behind you, you have a great win, the players are doing laps of honour after the game, and it's all fantastic, because it does give you that belief. But then you come to Arsenal, who were flying. Obviously, Arsenal themselves were disappointed with the last couple of league matches, but they're top of the table, they're expected to win the league, and that's another challenge for United.
Sorry, Roy, he wants to go out on a high as well, doesn't he, Casemiro?
Of course he does. He wants to leave on a high. And a high for Man United is trying to obviously finish in the Champions League spot. That's where they are at the moment. That's what they've got to aim for. And Man United are more than capable of coming to Arsenal, I think, and getting a result. But all these top players like Mainu and certainly Bruno have to turn up today.
Big challenge. Can they replicate what they did against Manchester City so impressively in front of their own fans here at the Emirates, where Arsenal are unbeaten all season? 7 out of 7 in Europe. They failed to score in their last 2 0-0 draws in the Premier League. Can they get back to winning ways here in front of their own fans? You can be the greatest of all time. never been better than that, has it?
It was great. Those days were great, weren't they, guys?
The best.
It wasn't just in the tunnel, was it? It was on the pitch where there was just nothing left out there.
You know, you were going to war. I was going to war against Arsenal every time we played against them. But there was also respect there for Arsenal and their players. Huge respect for Arsenal and the players we were up against. But you were going to war, you were up against it, and yeah, great days.
The tunnel here at the Emirates is a little wider than it was at Highbury. We don't get those moments, Patrick, anymore. Why is that? Is it because you two have retired?
Maybe that's one of the reasons. But that is a big games, and you're looking to compete, and of course, intimidation and the way looking at your opponent is starting here in the corridor, and that is the kind of games that every single players want to be involved. There is a passion, there is a respect, but you want to win.
So who won the battle between you two?
50-50? 50-50, I'm giving you 50-50. Trying to get right.
Look at this special tracksuit, by the way, that the walkout jackets, they call them these days. I think the anthem jackets of Bruno Fernandes and the rest of the team are sporting in tribute to Manny, the legendary bass player for iconic bands, Stone Roses and Primal Scream, so sadly died in November. Big Manchester United fan, and he is remembered today. It's Arsenal taking on Manchester United, and watching for us, Gary Neville and Peter Drury.
And so, the buzz and the butterflies and the walk. What this game has meant, what it might mean now. Here it comes again, the ritual, the global event that is Arsenal-Manchester United. No fixture feeds off its famous history quite like this one. But today, here, now, Arsenal for whom every dream is a possibility, United with fresh conviction and purpose. Today, this matters plenty. Well, after a couple of happy weeks on the road, Mikel Arteta returns to...
And good afternoon, everybody. We're back here on JB Sports once again as we take play between Arsenal and Manchester United, one of the biggest games you're going to get this season in the Premier League. And Arsenal, since their win away at Inter, they have had 4 changes to their team. They've had Nkapie and Gabriel join back in the back 4. They've also brought Rice in for Eze, and then Odegaard enters the side, taking out the place of Mikel Merino. Of course, one thing to notice, yet again, Gabriel Jesus starts up front. No, Victor Gyökeres. And then looking at Manchester United, since their 3-0 win away at City, which could have easily been 4 or 5-0, they have made no changes. So it's still Brian Mbeumo leading the line ahead of Dorgu, Fernandes and Diallo. Meno and Casemiro yet again man the midfield. A back 4 of Shaw, Martinez, Maguire and Dalot, with Senna Lamens in goal. So, interesting game upcoming because both teams have been on decent form recently. Of course, Arsenal are looking to try and extend that gap in the league to 7 points over City and Villa, who, of course, took their win earlier today. And Manchester United, with a win here, could jump ahead of Liverpool and Chelsea and make their way into the Champions League spots. Of course, under new manager Michael Carrick, who, of course, used to be at the club itself, he took them to winning ways against City. If he can do that against Villa, there's definitely some sort of confidence, I think, in the Manchester United board. Of course, playing the top 2 teams in the league in succession. It's not the easy thing to do at all. As Arsenal now getting ready, they're just huddled up, having a chat with each other. Same for Manchester United, and then we'll get underway with what could be a very enthralling game here at the Emirates. As I need to change the picture quickly from St James's Park to the Emirates, which doesn't want to show. Dear me. We've not had a very good start, have we, here? No, that's the Arsenal logo. Let me grab the Emirates up quickly. Otherwise, you've just got a black logo in the background, which is not ideal. Yes, this should be a very, very interesting game between the two teams. Very interesting indeed. So here we go, this should do the trick. There we go. There's the Emirates Stadium in all of its glory, as it's nearly time to get kick-off underway here. And it's Fernandez who starts us off for Manchester United. Of course, United also haven't lost in 5 games. They're doing a great job as of recent. So it's a big game for them to try and beat the league leaders, who are most likely going to win the league. I think it's pretty much, I wouldn't say all sorted already, but it's looking more likely than not that Arsenal take the league this season. Also, a big welcome to everybody in the chat as always. As we are underway to play. There we go. Just making sure everything works. And once the stats come up, we'll drop them in. Takes a bit of time for them to load normally. So we're just looking at the table for now. They should pop up very shortly, and then you'll be able to see what's going on in the game. But strong start here by both teams. It's been pinged up and down for the first minute of play. And they fought here with Arsenal. Great ball into the area here with Trossard. He has to back it out a little bit though, about 10-20 yards out from the area. Back with Gabriel now. Of course, Gabriel and Saliba, probably the best 2 defenders in the league at the moment and in the world, I'd say, as a pairing. It was his Saka there as well, who of course was in injury earlier on, has came back and ready to show what he can do. Then of course, talking about Manchester City, Bryan Mbeumo has been very, very strong recently. Of course, since the sacking or departure of Ruben Amorim, we've seen a lot more from Kobe Mainoo, who I thought has also been a really good player in that midfield. So we can see the statistics there on your left-hand side. There's Gabriel Jesus there getting a chance to run forward. Doesn't quite take it. I need to grab up my timer, which I forgot to do again. There we go. There we are. Timer's on. We're good to go. Finally. So here with Manchester United on the left-hand side, it was short back towards Lamans, who fires it down the left flank, meets the head of Saliba, falls down for Mbeumo in the centre circle. Back with Arsenal here, Odegaard, just right of centre now, switches it to the left-hand side towards Hincapié, finds Trossard just about 10 yards out from the area. Now with Zubimendi, still on that left-hand side here with Arsenal. It's a dink in, it's taken away by one of the Manchester United players, but back with Arsenal again. And Trossard looking for a run in towards the box here. He's going to take it past Diallo. Goes back now from Rice towards Gabriel, who's still consistent on trying to go for something on the left-hand side here. As Odegaard forward, it was a nice through ball there towards... that would have been Declan Rice, but it was a little bit too powerful there. Of course, this is an appointment I don't think many people were actually expecting. With Michael Carrick coming to Manchester United. I know a few Championship clubs were in for him as well. So great to see him coming here, and it starting to work, of course. 3-0 at City. I don't think many teams have had that advantage over them. Of course, yes, I know it's a derby, and sometimes that does high the stakes up. But it was a dominant performance by Michael Carrick's side, who seemed to play a little bit more counter-attacking in that match. There's Arsenal there, just deflecting the ball away. Zubimendi goes back to Shaw, though, and Lamans collects. Forward now on the far side, just inside the Arsenal area here. Looking for Mbermo. Off of the head of Saliba. Finds Rice, who drops it towards Fernandez. And then it's forward again with Arsenal. Zubimendi onto the left-hand side here with Hincapié. But no way forward, so passes it back to Rice, who's dropped back slightly here for Arsenal. Still forward here with Rice on the left-hand side. Looking to find Trossard. Does find Trossard. He's got nowhere to go, though. Dalot's there in the way. So he's forced to go back towards Zubimendi. Left of centre. Now towards Timber now into Saka. Saka's getting close to the box. Gets past short. Timber now with the ball. Won there by Manchester United. Casemiro wins that one. So it's going to be a goal kick for Manchester United. As it will be a goal kick here. Of course, one thing to note as well, Casemiro will be leaving Manchester United after his contract. Of course, he was on $350,000 a week, it was said to be. And Manchester United were not renewing that at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a very good player. But is he worthy of 350 grand a week? No, probably not. As here go Arsenal forward, but to safety there by Martinez. Forward by Lamans, it's a low ball. Goes back to Arsenal, though, here with Declan Rice on the left-hand side. Into Trossard. Trossard tries to beat Dalot. Trossard does beat Dalot. Now with Declan Rice. Into the area, goes for a low shot onto goal. Headed back out by Manchester United. Back with Trossard again. He looks to go into the area. Back to Zubimendi. On the left-hand side here. Declan Rice recovers. Zubimendi again, looking for... During Timber wants that one. So we've got 8 minutes in here, and it's still 0-0 between Arsenal and Manchester United. And Arsenal just playing from the back here, just working their way further back and back and back, and just holding their composure. They do play, you know, a very, very strict system. They'll stick to that no matter what. Now it's Odegaard in the centre of midfield. He makes his way forward in towards Manchester United's half now, just running along the halfway line pretty much, in towards Hincapié on the left, who's darting forward. As it's far in towards Saka. Is it too much for Saka? He's just about kept it in, just about for Saka into the area. Crossover, hits off of Dorgu, goes out of play. And that'll be a throw in here for Arsenal. As it's here with Saliba into Saka. Saka's looking to make his way into the box. He beats Dorgu. He's run. It's a cross in. And it goes out to play. The referee awards a corner, I believe, in this one. So, watching this again, Saka great on the right-hand side. Beats Dorgu. But their waiting was Shaw. It came off of Shaw's chest. Then rolled out of play. So, a corner here for Arsenal in the 9th minute. And they've really been all over Manchester United at the start of this one. So we'll see here what Saka can do. So we'll be on his left foot here for Saka. Looking more to the far post. Players running in. Into the area. Headed away by United. It's a shot up into the air. And it was Trossard who sent that one up, and it was nowhere near goal. It went straight over the top. If there was maybe 3 goals on top of each other, it could have gone in. Way too high. But, of course, at least he went for the shot, did Trossard. As it's now with Lamans again. Of course, a very quick opening start here for Arsenal. Manchester United haven't really done much with the ball at all, apart from clear it away from the penalty area. So I'd love to get involved here somewhere and start something off, as it's Lammens who sends it high onto the left of centre here into the Arsenal half. Recouped there by Martinez, who finds Mainu. Mainu's on the left side darting forward. Now it's with Jesus on the right-hand side. Saka collects as well. Dorgu tries to intercept, he can't do so. Back to Gabriel Jesus now. He switches it over to the left-hand side with Hincapié. Finds Trossard now. Plays darting into the box. Dallow's marking Trossard still. Trossard goes for the dive. He goes for the cross in, and it will be another corner for Arsenal. Great block there by Dallow, but he needed to do that because that ball was going straight into the area for Arsenal. Who, of course, both teams, Arsenal and Manchester United, have scored the most goals from a set piece. 14 for Arsenal, 13 for Man United. So, could be a set piece contest here between these two today. Of course, yet again, if Arsenal win, they go 7 points clear of Manchester City and Aston Villa. Manchester United win, they potentially jump up into the top 4. Corner here by Rice. Bit of an odd angle. Goes in towards Saka on the edge of the area, who looks to strike. Down goes Mbermo. Referee lays play on. It's Hincapié on the right now with Saka. Saka passes it in towards right of centre here with Odegaard, who sends a cross into the box just on the edge of the area. Won by Kobbie Mainoo. Now it's chance for Manchester United to attack. Sending it forward here for Mbermo, but it's Trossard who gets to it first. So no chance of going forward there for Man United. Arsenal here with the ball. Trossard on the edge of the centre circle in Arsenal's half moves forward. And it's a free kick given the way of Arsenal, as Trossard got knocked over in that centre circle. It was a great run by Trossard, but he got nowhere with it. And of course got felled there by Casemiro, who tripped him up from behind. A lively game between the two sides here as we head into the 13th minute of play. And I feel like this could be one of those games where it's going to be like 2 or 3. You know, you're going to get at least 3 or 4 goals scored by the half time here. It really seems like one of those where once one scores, the other scores back straight away. It's back to David Raya now, who we haven't seen much of the ball with today. He's not really been featuring much in that back line in terms of holding the ball, as it's forward there. Short block Saka, falls to Lammens on the right side of the penalty area. And now Lammens will go once again, of course. Coming in at the start of the season, of course, we had Onana and Bayondir, which was not the best two for Manchester United. We brought in Senna Lammens, who's been superb. I think it was Belgium he came from. Has came to England and has done a great job for United, as he will send the ball over in towards Martinez, who fires up on the left-hand side here for Manchester United. Great ball there. Quick swivel and turn. Dorgu with the ball now. Back to Mainoo, who switches over towards Maguire on the right-hand side. Halfway in their own half now. It will be about getting this ball forward. Of course, you're looking at your likes of your Mbermos to get that ball through onto him. Always got to be careful of what Brian Mbermo can do. He's got some brilliant runs in him. Sits with Martinez again. Got Shaw to his left, just inside the Arsenal half now. Shaw goes back towards Casemiro, who finds Amad Diallo. Now with Maguire again on the back line here, just closing up on the halfway line. Martinez. He sends it forward in towards Fernandes, who gets dispossessed here by Odegaard. Chance here for Arsenal to run forward here. It's with Declan Rice, just ahead of goal, in towards Saliba. Rice goes for the goal, and it wasn't the best shot at all. It got captured by Kobbie Mainoo. And Saliba there with a great chance to help get a goal for Arsenal here. And watching it again, it was a great ball by Odegaard. Went forward in towards Declan Rice, who had ounces of space. Passed it out to Saliba, who then went back towards Declan Rice, who got a poor shot. It hit off Martinez, and then it was recouped by Manchester United. As we head into the 15th minute now of play. And I'm not sure what happened, but the fans were not happy about something. I think it's the fact of the time that Manchester United took there. It's just left here. Just, I'd say, a yard or two into play. 20 yards out. Forward by Lemons onto the left-hand side. Into Dorgu. Doesn't find Dorgu. Finds Kobe Mainu, who has a poor first touch. It's back with Declan Rice. Over in towards Saka. Saka's now moving over to the left-hand side here, where it will be Trossard waiting to receive. Trossard goes down. Referee allows advantage of play here. It's with Zubamendi. Over to the left-hand side. Back to Zubamendi now from Odegaard. As it's over towards Urian Timber. He passes it through towards Bukayo Saka. Back to Odegaard, about 10 yards out from the penalty line. Gabriel with the ball into Saliba. With Odegaard. Back with the Arsenal defence here. And now moving over to the left-hand side, Arsenal. It's back with Declan Rice on the left-hand side. Zubamendi in the middle. Just 1-2 between him and Declan Rice. Now here's Saliba. He's just waiting for an opening. Arsenal are very patient on the ball here at this point. They're not rushing too high forward. As it's Saliba in towards Jesus. Jesus again on the right-hand side. Looks to feed it through into Saka, but can't do so. He looks for a dart for the ball, can't do so. Patrick Dorgu has the ball. Down he goes. Saka recoups. Timbers to his right. So we've got players darting in on the left-hand side. And it's a free kick given the way of Arsenal. Bukayo Saka got stamped on then, I believe, by Patrick Dorgu. See what happens here. I mean, that was really light. I mean, it didn't even look like he touched Bukayo Saka there. But it's a free kick here. It'll be Odegaard and Rice standing over this one. Of course, two great players from set pieces. Two great players for Arsenal. Let's see here what they can do. Of course, set pieces we know is where they are really dominant, Arsenal. Then again, Manchester United, as I said earlier, have also scored 13 from a set piece. So let's see here what Declan Rice can do. Players at the far post, just in line with the penalty spots. They all move forward. Ball into the area. Is it a goal? It's a brilliant save by Lamons. It was a head there. Let's see who it was off of. Rice sent it in. It was off of Zubamendi. And it was a great save there by Lamons. He had to get to that one quickly, and it's going to be a corner here for Arsenal. And that was definitely on target there for Zubamendi. It's a chance here for Arsenal to do something from a corner. It'll be Saka on this one now. Players come to the near post. Ball goes into the area. No goal there, and Fernandes sends it forward. Trying to find Amad Diallo. Rice gets there first. Rice keeps it in play. It goes back to David Raya. Great work there by Rice to get back to that ball quickly. Because Amad Diallo was flying forward there. Of course, a fun fact as well. Michael Carrick actually beat Arsenal 3-2 5 years ago when he was doing his interim role here. So he's a great manager for United. At least has been when he's been in his interim roles. It's a ball by Odegaard. Instead it meets Dalot. And Burmo's on the right. So you've got Diallo sitting ahead of him. Brian Burmo looking to dive forward, but he has to pass it towards Amad Diallo. Now it's a chance for Arsenal on the counter-attack. Trossard has to see this one to safety because Bruno Fernandes is there. David Raya sends it high and far. Meets the head of Harry Maguire. 1-0 by Arsenal. Odegaard goes forward. Saka on his right-hand side. Saka's making his way into the box. He's got Urine Timber there as well for company. Just waiting for an option. He goes forward. It's going to be out of play, and it's going to be a corner for Man United. For Arsenal's run at Man United. Let's see what they can do this time. And let's see who's taking the ball here. I think it will be Saka again. Yep, same side. So Bukayo Saka with another corner. And everybody ready now in the box. Ball in. Back out of goal. Is it going to be a goal kick? I think it will be. I think it came with Gabriel there. So, of course, that'll be a goal kick for United. It was a good ball in again. It was just, there was nobody that far forward to get a hold of it there. Only Gabriel and Zubimendi were there to receive it. So, a little bit higher, and it would have definitely found a few more targets. Martinez to Lamans. Towards Kobe Mainu now, who's darting forward here. Finds Shaw. Over in towards Kobe Mainu again. Back now towards Harry Maguire. On the defensive line for Manchester United. Over in towards Dalot. Finds Martinez again in the centre circle here for Manchester United. Back to Maguire. Forward through and towards Ahmad again, but he's forced to go back every time. Referee gives a foul as well. He got tripped up by Leandro Trossard. For a moment there, Bruno just doing up his shoelaces, but he's back up and running. As if with Luke Shaw, he dinks it over in towards Bruno. Connects well with Casemiro. Casemiro sends it long onto the right flank here for Manchester United. The yellow's there. Finds Kobe Mainu. Mainu onto the right-hand side towards Luke Shaw. Finds Casemiro. Back towards Martinez, who goes for the shot on goal. In towards Luke Shaw. Now Patrick Doyle on the edge of the area on the left-hand side. Feeds it through into Mbermo. Gets taken away there by Zubimendi. United have it back again. Casemiro goes down. Kobe Mainu goes for the shots. Now with Gabriel Jesus on the left-hand side for Arsenal. In towards the Man United area. He knocks it out of play. No, it stays in play with Amad Diallo. It just about stayed in. Bruno Fernandes. Looking to move forward. Everybody's back up and running here for Manchester United. He's back towards Martinez. Maguire now on the right. Towards Dalot. It's a great ball forward. Permo on the floor for a moment. He gets himself back up. A great ball in towards Fernandes. A bit too much power on it to dink it in towards Mbermo on the right side of the penalty area. Forward here with Arsenal again. It's Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Tries to link up with Tim, but can't do so. Down goes Casemiro again. That's going to be a foul given the way of United. So here we go again. Lamans. Oh, it's a bit of a dangerous one there. Nearly gave it into the hands of Trossard to Odegaard. As Rice digs in deep. In towards Gabriel Jesus on the left-hand side. Trossard now as well. What an enthralling game we've had here. Both teams have had big chances in this one. Just, well, not in terms of being on goal, but to move forward and really take an edge in this game. As we're into the 25th minute now. Still Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. As the ball works its way back to David Raya, who finds Rice. Rice now forward. Arsenal here just trying to break up play. So Trossard, who's looking for the cross, but he couldn't do so. Nobody was there for it. So it's Rice again now. Just on the left side of the penalty area, a couple of yards out. Oh. Just being informed my camera's frozen. It's a very good point. I don't know what's happened here. Yeah, the camera's back, but I'm trying to make it so it's got my JB background in it, because I don't like everything in the background there. It also makes it look like I'm a United fan, because I've got a red bed. Which is not the case. No, the NVIDIA broadcast is not launching for me properly. I'll turn that off. Let's try again. NVIDIA broadcast. It's loading. We're getting somewhere. Is it back? Should be. Right, I'll turn it on again. Boom. There we go, we're back. Don't know what happened there. Very weird. Right, so we continue on. 28th minute now. Sorry about that little technical mess up. It's still Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Not as much has happened, luckily, in the past couple of minutes, as Saliba finds Odegaard in the centre of the field. Moves all the way to the left-hand side, passes it back to Gabriel, who switches to the right to Zubamendi. Halfway now in towards the Arsenal half. Towards the Manchester United half here for Arsenal. Declan Rice. Back to Zubamendi in towards Gabriel, who's working his way forward here in the Manchester United area. Over to Saliba. And Arsenal just comfortable with the ball here. They're not pushing too far forward. They're just sitting with it and waiting more for an opportunity to arise. They go forward. It goes back again. Constant here. And now they're looking to fire forward. Nkapie with the cross into the box. It goes towards Saka. It's headed away by Dorgu. Saka wins it again in the edge of the area. He looks to flash it across, going towards Odegaard. It's in! But I think it was an own goal. I'm not quite sure at all. I think it was an own goal for Martinez there. But it is Arsenal who now lead 1-0 here in this one. He might have been off Martinez. But if not, I think it was Jesus. Either way, we'll see in a moment on the replay. That will certainly liven up the Arsenal fans with another win. 7 points clear now they sit above Manchester City. Great ball in by Nkapie. Saka found it after Dorgu headed it high. And having a look again, it flashed across into Odegaard. Odegaard kicked it forward and it was off of Martinez. It wasn't off Jesus, it was off of Martinez. Dear me, that's a big mistake. Oh, dear me. Big, big shame there for Manchester United. And it wasn't Gabriel Jesus, it was Jurrien Timber. Big, big shame there for Manchester United. No chance here for Mbermo to run forward to make it 1-1. Mbermo's in the box. Couple of cut players there with him. It's Bruno who sends it forward and it flies nowhere near goal. Big chance there for Manchester United to get something back immediately. It was Mbermo who ran forward and, yeah, that was nowhere near goal for Fernandez. Great run forward by Mbermo. And that's what we know he's good at. Here we go again now with Arsenal. Forwarding towards Saka. Saka goes down. It's a free kick given the way of Arsenal. As we go back under play again and see what Manchester United can do here in this one. As it's Saliba in towards Saka. Saka's forward on the right side in towards Timber. Timber finds Odegaard, finds Saka again. Looking to make it 2-0 here. Saka's running all the way across the penalty area onto the left-hand side here with Hincapié. He's run forward onto the wing. Diallo's there. Dallo's there now. Trossard sends it into the box. It pings high. Lands off of Zubamendi. Oh, and... oh, a foul given the way of Manchester United there. It did look like he was... like Gabriel Jesus was brought down in the box. So it's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 0 here. 33rd minute of play, and it was a great goal. Just not by the right team, and it was unfortunately Martinez who scored that goal for Arsenal. Great ball from Odegaard too, especially when there's so many players in the area, to ping it forward with precision there. Could have been a shot that went on target, I think, even without the touch from Martinez. As it's forward here with Arsenal, but it's found by Patrick Dorgu. Now with Fernandez, and there's a foul given the way on Arsenal there. Not sure what for. Chance here for Bruno! It's a goal kick, even though I don't think it came off of... let's have a look here. Into Bruno, in towards Fernandez. I mean, that did go off Raya, I'm sure. See again. Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't go off Raya. Fernandez really thought it did. But here we go again. Manchester United with a couple of chances here. None of them have paid off for Bruno Fernandes. It's forward here with Saliba. He's making the long run down the wing. It's now with Yuri and Timber. Got Dorgu there for company. Dorgu sends it out of play. No, never mind. Timber keeps it just about in. Now with Zubamendi. Over in towards Hincapié on the left-hand side. Kept in play here by Trossard, but it's fell to Diallo. With Harry Maguire now in the defensive line here for Manchester United. Forward by Martinez, who finds Fernandez in towards Casemiro. Onto the wing here with Dallo. He sends a cross into the area. It goes out of play. It'll be a corner for Manchester United. And it was Hincapié, the player that came off of. So we'll have to see what United can do here with the corner. Of course, we know they're very clinical off corners. Have been all season long. And also some other interesting news as well. From the Championship. Leicester City have sacked Martis Cifuentes, who came from QPR. So, be interesting to see who takes that role there at Leicester City. But back to game here. 36th minute in. Corner for United. Into the area. Great ball in off of Casemiro. Goes high. It's still in the area. It's still in. David Raya pings it away. It's fell to Saka, who gets it out of the box. Trossard will be there to collect, but it goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in for Manchester United. Great work there by David Raya. But a great ping away. And then, of course, Saka got to there. Got it out to safety. Back with Manchester United as it's Harry Maguire just inside the penalty area with the ball. Passes it out to Lamans, who sends it forward on the right-hand side. It ends up in the centre circle. It falls all the way to Saliba. It was a very poor ball forward. Nobody was there to retrieve it. So, here with Arsenal, Zubamendi. Oh, that's a poor ball. That is a chance for Brian Mbeumo to open up the score for Manchester United, and he certainly does. A really poor ball there from Zubamendi back towards David Raya. It falls to Mbeumo, who scores, and in the 37th minute, Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Both goals in this game have came from mistakes from the other team. That's another goal for Brian Mbeumo. And just looking at the replay again in a moment, it was Zubamendi who was looking to pass back to David Raya. Oh, it was just such a poor ball. Fell to Mbeumo, and it went straight in the goal. Gabriel tried to get there to cover, but nothing was doing that. Really poor ball there from Zubamendi. And it's now Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. There we have it. 1-1 here at the Emirates. This is a game that I think he's definitely going to go to the full 90. And it's his 50th Premier League goal for Brian Mbeumo. What a way to score it. Brilliant work. Catching Arsenal off guard, and that's the sort of things you need to be doing if you want to be taking points here at the Emirates. Ball goes back towards David Raya. It's sent down on the right-hand side here. Looking for Saka and Jesus. It hits off of Jesus. It's pinged high. Jesus in the area with the ball. Still with it. Tries to send it in towards Odegaard. Finds Zubamendi. He looks to score. He can't do so. It goes out of play. It fell off of Harry Maguire, I believe, there. It's rolled out. It's a throw-in. Going the way of Arsenal. Of course, after a poor ball there from Zubamendi. He was trying to score to kind of make all of that up, as it's with Hincapié now. Thrown for Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta is not going to be happy with this one. But I think, even if it's just a draw here for United, Milko Carrick can say that he's had 4 points against City and Arsenal. I mean, that's something to be proud of indeed. The top two in the league at the moment. Referee's just having a word there. In terms of Dalot, just pushing over Leandro Trossard. So here we go again for Arsenal. Free kick. It's Declan Rice on this one. And Arsenal would love to have a second goal here. Heading into the half-time. Referee just making sure everybody's behaving. Whistle blown. Arsenal take the shots in towards goal. It's saved by Lamons. Brilliant save. It was on target as well by Declan Rice. And straight away, Manchester United want to get on with this. It's out to Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Back towards Martinez, who is closed down by Odegaard. Lamons sends it on the right-hand side here. It falls down towards Burmo. Ahmad tries to get there. It falls to Declan Rice. Bruno Fernandes steals it away. Now it's with Casemiro. Kobe Mainu. Darting to the left-hand side here to find Luke Shaw. Back with Mainu now. To Martinez, just back in the United half. It's forward in towards Casemiro. A brilliant ball there from Martinez. Now it's with Amad Diallo on the right-hand side of the penalty area. He looks to try and dig his way into the area. It's off of Hincapié. It's another corner for Manchester United. So here we go. Corner for United now. Of course, they've already scored 1 goal this game. Looking to score 2 into the area. Rye gets there. It goes out towards Mbermo, who ends up finding Declan Rice. It's a dart forward now with all of the Arsenal players. On the left-hand side here with Trossard. You've got Saka and Jesus ahead. In towards Saliba, who sends it into the area. It goes really deep. Doesn't find an Arsenal player. It finds Casemiro, who gets dragged down by Odegaard, and it's a free kick the way of Manchester United. What a misplaced ball there by Bruno. Finds Odegaard. Oh, what a ball then towards Gabriel Jesus, but it's a misplace, and it's with Kobe Mainu onto Patrick Dorgu on the wing, on the left-hand side. He has to pass it over in towards Casemiro. He finds Harry Maguire. In towards Bruno Fernandes. Now with Ahmad. And both teams, you notice sometimes when they get the ball, they just slow things down. Just give themselves a bit of composure. It's with Kobe Mainu again, just in the centre circle. Moves to the left towards Martinez. He's looking for a ball forward. Players darting, but nobody there to receive. Luke Shaw, back to Martinez again. Martinez looks to try and dart forward, but Odegaard's sprung forward. That's allowed Martinez to break through. On the wing here with Martinez. He's looking for the cross, and it hits off of Dorgu. Finds Saka. Saka gets pushed over, and that'll be a free kick the way of Arsenal. Saka's shoe even fell off during that one. Not ideal. Here we go again. 45th minute now, so not long until the first half comes to an end. Arsenal knock the ball out of play. Of course, it was a great goal by Brian Mbermo. Of course, it was a mistake by Zubimendi. It was going back to David Raya. Got a poor foot on it. And, of course, that then fell to Mbermo. First goal as well, which is for Arsenal. It was Timber who was looking to get on the end of it, but it came off of the foot of Martinez. It's forward here in towards Fernandez. Fernandez again, switching over to the left-hand side, but it finds Arsenal. But back with Dallo. A missed ball. Ahmad now on the right side. He goes back to Maguire. Maguire goes back to Lamons. It's 2 minutes valid time here at the end of the first half. So let's see if any team can try and make it 2-1 by the time we head into the second half. And a great ball there for Manchester United. It's Fernandez who heads it over towards Mbermo, who sends it towards goal, and it was an ambitious angle, and it went just wide of goal. Very weird angle. He's trying to track. He's trying to keep an eye on the two defenders aside of him. He's got a ball coming at him at an odd angle. It was never really going to end too well for Mbermo there. But of course, you might as well hit it and not just leave it to drop. 1 minute to go now in the first half here. Arsenal 1, Man United 1. David Dry sends it forward. Dorgu gets his head to it. Drops to Odegaard. Harry Maguire heads it high. Falling to Jesus. Then a big kick forward by Martinez. Goes out of play. It will be a throw in here for Arsenal. And Hincapié has been told to go a little bit further back. He went quite forward with that from where the ball actually went out. Ball forward. Finds Jesus. Off of United again. No, it's given to United. So it'd be Dallo with this one. Arsenal fans are not happy with what's going on. And it's the end of the first half here at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. We'll hear off Sky, and then we'll be back with you for the second half in around 15 minutes' time.
On his own 6-yard box, the gunners seemed in charge, but Martin Zubimendi's error allowed Brian Mbermo to snatch an equaliser, since when Manchester United have grown into it. We reached the break in North London, and it is Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1.
Sister and brother, and all of my
feels very tense here at the Emirates. One apiece and a very different type of game to the type that we used to see when Roy and Patrick were competing in midfield for these two. Arsenal scoring first, Patrick. Did you feel they deserved their lead at that stage?
No, I don't think they deserved to score that first goal. But they didn't put the ball enough inside the box. And when they managed to put it inside the box, you have a couple of Arsenal players inside. And they managed to create danger and to score, even if it was a one own goal. But it's interesting to see so many bodies inside the United box. And of course, they were lucky with that touch, but it was an own goal by Martinez.
Is he more worried about the timber than he is the ball, Mike?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think when you're in the box there, he's almost thinking, my man's not going to score. He tries to hit it away, but just mistimes it.
And what do you think, Roy, about not just the way that Manchester United responded, but actually the way that Arsenal responded to going in front?
Yes, it looked like the goal kind of set Arsenal back a little bit. They definitely looked tentative. They look a bit nervous, a bit like the Liverpool game we were a few weeks ago. The fans seem nervous, as if they're like afraid to embrace the challenge. And we were just chatting about it. They're more concentrated not losing the game. And again, Rice passes it in, makes a silly. I don't know where Declan's going there. And the ball comes back into Zumamendi too quickly, really. But he's got to do better. But then a bit of calmness, a bit of composure, and United obviously had a lot of encouragement. But you see it here again, Arsenal, just even when they're trying to keep it at the back, they looked a bit nervous at the back, and then Chiesa got the composure, lovely finish, and United deserved that. Arsenal, there's definitely tension in the air and they're not dealing with it.
This is un-Arsenal-like. Lovely finish from Mbeumo, Micah, but second error leading to a goal in the last 4 matches. Remember the Bournemouth one as well. Just one in the first 19 this season.
Just trying to overplay. There's no need to do that. Saliba got the ball. He's in control of the situation. Yes, Declan Rice runs away, but don't take no chances. You're winning the game. Put the ball up front. Zubamendi, yes, it's his mistake, but the way he gave him to the ball, it was always difficult. He only had one place to go. Goes back to the keeper, misplaces it, and then get punished.
Does it feel tense, Patrick?
It feels tense. I think you can see that both teams losing the ball, they really try to get back 10 players plus the goalkeeper behind the ball. So the feeling is that there is no risk. There's too many passes going backwards and not forwards.
Do you want them to be braver then?
I would want them to be a little bit more brave, to take a little bit more risk, to play a little bit more forward and try to find those players between the line.
When you look where Arsenal in the league and how they're doing in the other competitions, you're thinking that they'd be full of confidence. We saw the same against Forest last week, previously against Liverpool. They look tentative and they look very predictable going forward.
Yeah, one apiece at half-time. There is no need to panic right now, but it certainly feels edgy around the Emirates Stadium. As things stand, the lead is at 5 points for Mikel Arteta's Gunners. Perhaps much more to come from both teams in the second half.
You can be the greatest of all time.
Stadium. Semi-finals of the Women's Champions Cup, Corinthians Gotham FC, 12:15 Sky Sports Football, and then Arsenal in action against AS FAR of Morocco, 5:30, also on Sky Sports Football. Manchester United are raring to go. They are out and hoping to build on that equaliser that saw them make it 1-1 here against Arsenal in that first half. Michael Carrick out as well, ready to go. We wait the arrival of the league leaders.
The fully electric Volvo EX90 with safe space technology.
And the camera can't catch it. You won't see it in the mirror.
Senses hazards
Behind you
and reacts.
I see it.
The Volvo EX90, designed to be the safest Volvo car ever made.
In you.
Well, Arsenal are on their way now. You said before the game, Patrick, it was now or never for Arsenal this season. In that context, does that make it a pretty big second half here?
They will need a big second half. I think it was a poor performance in the first half. I think United will come back with more confidence and belief, but Arsenal has to play a better, has to be a better performance from them in the second half.
Do you think they take a draw, Arsenal here?
At the moment, yeah, I think they'll be taking the draw. Yeah, I think that wouldn't be so bad for them. But from United's point of view, you're thinking, let's go for the win. But Arsenal have to find some momentum. And again, we go back to, for both teams, options off the bench will be huge.
We need more from both, don't we, Mike?
Yes, we do. The first half was very poor, but United will be happy. Arsenal, you want to see more from them in terms of their movements, creativity, a bit more pace.
Here we go then. Big second half in the context.
And we are back as it is Arsenal versus Manchester United. Of course, a great goal earlier on for Arsenal to take the lead. Great goal in the terms of the fact they won a goal up, but it wasn't a good goal in the terms of it was a Manchester United player who knocked it in. It was Martinez who scored for Arsenal. Then, of course, about 10 minutes later, it was a misplaced ball by Zubimendi, which gave the opportunity to Brian Mbeumo to open up the scoring for the Red Devils. So it will be a very interesting second half here at the Emirates. So here we are, second half. Arsenal 1, Man U 1. Will be interesting as well to see what sort of substitutions get entered into the field of play later on as well. It's a throw in here for Hincapié. Mainu and Casemiro passing it around in the centre circle. Forward here with Zubimendi. Oh, a bit of a misguided pass towards Bukayo Saka. Luke Shaw's there with him. Patrick Dorgu takes it now on the left-hand side. He finds Fernandes, who chips it back towards Mainu. Casemiro now, looking to go forward in towards Fernandes. Back to Shaw. Shaw now on the left-hand side. Looks to try and find... Ooh, that was close there. Nearly found... I think it was Dorgu there on the left-hand side, but went out of play. It's a throw-in given the way of Arsenal here. It'll be Timber playing this one back into play. And of course, a big welcome back here on JB Sports. Quick reminder for next week, we have all of the action for the Formula 1 live testing at Barcelona. So keep an eye on that. We'll be live from around 8:45 tomorrow morning until 6 PM. Same for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Of course, we'll be the only place pretty much in the world which has coverage of the Formula 1 testing. We have a live timing, driver tracker, and then, of course, live audio commentary. So keep tuned for that. That will be over on JB Motorsports at at JBMotorsports, or you can find it, I believe, on this channel. There'll be a link to the other channels here. So here we go again. It's Maguire who sends it long on the right-hand side, looking to link up with Mbermo. Off of Hincapié. He heads it high towards Rice, who finds Mbermo in towards Ahmad. Back to Dallo. Dallo swivels and turns. Goes back towards Martinez. He goes to the left-hand side here with Shaw. Nick Shaw goes back towards Martinez. Manchester United here trying to lay down some pressure on Arsenal. Maguire now takes it towards the right-hand side in towards Ahmad. Dallo's ahead of him. Finds Casemiro, who goes back to Martinez again. United, of course, since bringing in Melko Carrick, have gone for more of a traditional 4-2-3-1 style, and that has helped them a lot when it comes to being defensive. As Hincapié sends it high, lands onto the head of Mainu, in towards Brian Mbermo. Mainu again, in towards Fernandez. Casemiro in the middle, right, 30 yards out, passes it over to the left towards Martinez. He runs forward. Oh, that was a good ball there forward, but Gabriel sent it out. And Manchester United still with the ball here. As it's with Casemiro here. In towards Martinez. In towards Dorgu. Fernandez. Dorgu again as they make their way forward. Dorgu still with the ball. He goes for a strike and it's what a goal for Patrick Dorgu. Couple of 1-2s between himself and Fernandez. He strikes just outside of the area. And Manchester United take the lead here at the Emirates to head their way into the top 4 in the league. What a goal there. Of course, Arsenal losing only 2 games this season. Manchester United with Patrick Dorgu could be making it a 3rd. What a goal there by Dorgu. And there was no way that David Dry was getting to that one. So United now lead here. And that was a superb strike. We'll get a view of it again in a moment. It looks like it was never going to go anywhere because there was about 4 Arsenal players around him. Let's have a look again. So off to Dorgu's hip. And they're thinking here, is it touched his arm? Looking at the view again. I don't think it does. It's an odd angle, so I think that's what they're looking at the moment. But what a strike from Patrick Dorgu. Off of the crossbar, bounced in the goal. I mean, that was superb work between himself and Fernandez. I mean, that's how you score a goal, and that's how you take the lead against. That's how you take the lead against the Arsenal, and that is given as well. The goal was given. That's what I've heard in my ear, at least. And that, of course, this season is going to be Dorgu's 3rd goal this season. There we go. Insane work, and Manchester United, the Red Devils, will be very happy with that one. So, game on here for the rest of the game as Arsenal there with a moment for a chance. They had to break away. Ball goes out to play. It'll be a goal kick to Manchester United. And of course, it will be the first loss at the Emirates this season as well. So, just shows to how good Manchester United have been. Which now puts Villa and Man City within 2 points. 4 points, sorry, of Arsenal. It launches Manchester United into 4th. Drops Liverpool outside of the European positions as here we go again, forward with Manchester United. Dorgu in the box, on the edge, he goes for a goal. Oh, that was wide. That was high, but that was so close to it being another goal for United. It was headed by, I think it was actually Saliba. Fell to Dorgu. Watching again, Ahmed was waiting, but I think Dorgu was just more focused on trying to get that ball into the back of the net. As forward again by United. Oh, what a ball this is. There's a chance. Oh, Mbemba nearly got to it. That was a big, big opener, possibly for Manchester United. Arsenal trying to push forward again. Odegaard in towards Saka. Saka's working his way in. Saka drives in towards the area. In towards Hincapié. He loses touch of it slightly. He's still with the ball here. A couple of yards out from the penalty area. Declan Rice now recoups it. About 15 yards out from the penalty area. Gabriel back to Rice. All the way over towards Saliba now. So switch of sides here for Arsenal. Timber through towards Saka. On the right hand side. Working his way towards the area. Timber now. Back with Saliba. Over to Saka again. Adjacent with the penalty area now. Trying to work his way in. He does work his way into the area. Right on the edge for Saka. Saka goes for goal. Misses as it deflects off of one of the Manchester United players. It goes back to Saka again. About 30 yards out. He drives it through towards Gabriel Jesus. Into the box for Jesus. He tries to get it forward. He goes down. Martinez is the culprit of something there. And Gabriel Jesus is, I think, alluding to the fact he thought that that Martinez hit him on the head, but I don't think he did. No, yeah, he just about scrapes his head in terms of trying to grab some grip, but it was nothing bad at all. Jesus goes down. Referee just having a quick word, and Jesus will get back up. It looks like we've got Eze coming on as well. So this will be interesting to see where Eberechi Eze can get involved here in this one. So let's see what happens here. Corner for Arsenal. So it's 2-1 here at the moment. I need to update my scoreboard. Boom, there we are. Saka sends it into the area. It's a cross goal, and Mbemba flashes it away. That was so close again for Arsenal to equalise here. It's with Saka on the edge of the area once more. He works his way in. He's still got hold of the ball. Ahmad is there with him. Saka goes back to Rice. Rice dinks it over towards Odegaard. Can't find Odegaard. He finds Brian Mbemba instead. Manchester United back with the ball here. Casemiro just on the edge of his own penalty area. Needs to get this clear. Finds Fernandes, but Declan Rice is on the scene. He's moving forward. Shots on for Jesus. Hits off of Maguire. And Manchester United back with the ball again. And it's offside flag there raised. So it'll be ball again for United. And we have a triple change here for Arsenal. We've got Ben White, Eze, and also Mikel Merino coming on too. So Hincapié is off. So Timber will move over. Ben White will come on to the right. And then also coming off as well. Gronkowski is coming on as well. So is it 4 changes here for Man United? So Trossard's coming off as well. Marino's coming on too. Off comes Zubamendi too. That's 4 changes there. And who else is that coming off? Is that? Never mind, I can't see. They'll show us in a moment, but 4 changes for Arteta. Now this could turn it brilliant for Arsenal. They could come here now, score 2 or 3 goals. But if it doesn't work, they could be in a big spot of bother. So substitutions coming on. So Jesus was off for Gyökeres as well. So here we go. This could get spicy. 4 big changes for Arsenal. And they've kind of been forced into it due to the nature of them going a goal down here. So we go again. Throwing for Arsenal. Just halfway into the Man United half. Eze sends it forward. Looks to try and find Gyökeres. Goes over his head and finds Harry Maguire. Maguire fires it forward onto the right-hand side. Nobody there, though. It'll go back to David Raya, who sends it forward in towards Declan Rice. And Burmo looking to try and get involved. Back to Rice. Looking to go forward here. He's in the centre of the middle of the pitch. Looking to work forward here. Saliba. Over towards Ben White. Ben White passes it forward into Saka. Now with Luke Shaw. Oh, and the ball goes out of play. So White being told to go back a little bit. Back with Saliba now. Saliba fires it into Rice. Rice looking to go forward here into Gabriel. Fernandez pushing up high. Dorgu as well. And Arsenal here just trying to slow things down, get a little bit of composure. Oh, as a ball in towards Rice, that nearly fell to the feet of Brian Mbeumo. Just outside of their own penalty area here at Arsenal. They can't even get out of it, really. Stuck where they are, playing at the back. And of course, this is what United want. The more Arsenal get put under pressure, the better it is for United to see out these 3 points and to take 6 points against City and Arsenal with a brand new manager, interim as well. Now that is something, and it makes you think: were the tactics that bad for Ruben Amorim? If he did have the 4-2-3-1 that Michael Carrick's having, what could Manchester United do with that? As it's a corner for Arsenal. Martinez got that one away. There we go. The referee just orchestrating everybody into their places. As the ball goes into the area. Lifted away by Manchester United. Finds Saka again. Saka beats Mbeumo. Can't beat Bruno Fernandes. And it'll be another throw in here for Arsenal, who were looking to equalise. Arsenal just looking where to go here. White sends it back towards Marino. In towards Eberici Eze. He tries to follow a through ball. Doesn't work. He grabs it again in towards Trossard. So it wasn't Trossard that came off. Trossard was originally coming off, but he didn't go off in the end. I'm trying to have a look who did go off in the end there, actually. It's ball into the area. Saved by Lamans. And it was Odegaard who came off. I think it was the last minute change of who was actually coming off there for Mikel Arteta. I think Michael Carrick as well, just having a chat with his team of maybe who to bring on and who to bring off, potentially. I mean, that'd be great for United, wouldn't it, just to get a couple of fresh players on. As it's here with Harry Maguire towards Ahmad. had not many options. He's got Trussard on his case. He fires it through to Mainu, in towards Dallo, who goes back to onto the right-hand side. Brilliant work by Manchester United here on this right-hand side. A bit of a stat there. It's been 40 minutes since Arsenal had a shot on target, which is rather a long time, especially for Arsenal, a team who've kind of been OP all season long. 2 losses all season. In the Champions League, they've had no losses. They've won all 7, and Declan Rice awarded a yellow card for his challenge on Bruno Fernandes. Look at what happened here. It was a stamp on the foot. Yellow card awarded for him. As well, one thing to notice as well, Hearts and Celtic in the Scottish Prem, 2-2. So still at the top are Hearts. So here we go, Bruno Fernandes with the free kick, about 40 yards out here. Sends it into the area, into the hands of David Raya. That was on target as well. David Raya gets it long quickly, trying to find Bukayo Saka, headed away and out by Dorgu. Throw in here for Arsenal. It'll be Ben White taking this one. But he's immediately slowing things down. And the fans at the Emirates aren't happy about this ball. A brilliant ball in towards Saka. There with Shaw. Referee lays it to carry on here with Saka. Saka makes his way into the edge of the area. Rice goes for the shot, and that was ambitious, but it led to nowhere. So it's still Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2 here at the Emirates. Of course, in terms of where they are in the league, of course, it's brought Manchester United up to 4th place, ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool, which, considering that the season they had at the start, you wouldn't have been thinking they'd be where they are now. And, of course, 3 points last time out against Man City. Another 3 points here potentially against Arsenal if things go their way still. Brilliant for... Really brilliant for Man United. As it's headed away by Dorgu. Back from Ben White to David Raya into the penalty area. So David Raya sends it out to Gabriel on the left-hand side. Back to Raya again. It's on the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, man, Burmo pressing forward. Scary moment there as Raya had to quickly dispatch that one at precision. Forward here with White. Looks to try and find Saka. Does find Saka, but the ball gets pulled away. Referee allows play on as Saka got pulled down. Fernandes kicks it back to Casemiro. Casemiro over in towards Kobe Mainu. Finds Luke Shaw, but Saka gets there first. Back with Declan Rice now. Arsenal really doing good to get the ball away from United. And as I say that, a moment nearly occurred there where Fernandes got a chance to run forward. Into the 67th minute now of play. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 2. And Arsenal have turned things up since their substitutions. Here's Gyökeres on the edge of the right-hand penalty area. Over towards Marino. He sends it over towards Trossard. Trossard gets it. Brilliant first touch there by him. On the edge of the left-hand side of the penalty area. Fires it in. Looking for the head of somebody, but it finds Mbermo. Saliba recoups. And Arsenal here applying some mad pressure now on United, but there's nothing they can do here, it seems. Every time they get a chance, Manchester United are there. As Bukayo Saka goes down, referee allows Arsenal with a free kick. Now Saka into the box, in towards Ben White. Ben White finds Saka again. It goes too long and out of play. And that's going to be a free kick for Arsenal. No, goal kick for Man United. There we go. I've done, in the past 3 days, four commentaries. I've done Championship, West Brom versus derby. Did Sunderland, West Ham, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Arsenal, Man United. I've completely lost the track of what I'm saying because it's so many different bleeding names and things to keep track of. So I do apologise for some miswords and mistakes. So off comes Brian Mbermo. And on comes Mateusz Cunha, of course, from Wolves last season. So we'll see what Mateusz Cunha can do. The ball's fed forward here with Arsenal. With Gyökeres looking to win it. He can't win it. It's won by Martinez. Flew. Oh, and it's a free kick in the way of Arsenal. It's up by Gyökeres. Yeah, and Martinez grabs him, and that will be a foul given the way of Arsenal. Victor Gyökeres has yet again been quite poor in this game. Hasn't really done much with the ball. Hasn't really won it at all. So he'd love to get a goal here to change that. Free kick here taken by Declan Rice for Arsenal. Players all craded up on the far side of the wall. They all run into line. Rice sends it in. Off of the head of Marino. And it goes out of play. It'll be a goal kick here for Manchester United. Great job there by Marino to get his head to it. But of course it went off course. And out of play it went. It's forward here now towards Gyökeres. He misses it. Martinez still there with him. Gyökeres wins it back. Looking to get into the area, but there's nobody there to receive the ball. Saka's there now. Eberechi Eze. Forward by Marino. Oh, what a save there by Lambs again. And asking for handball is what I've heard, and we'll see what the referee thinks of that one. Looking again at what happened here. Ooh. Don't think he'll get anything from that, but he did hit his hand. So as he's falling, ball drops to his hand. So referee lets it play on. Forward now with United. Fernandez in towards Ahmad. Back to Fernandez on the edge of the area here. About 20 yards out. Bruno looking just for an opportunity. There we are. Kobe Mainu. Just on the edge of the touchline here on the left-hand side adjacent to the penalty spot. He passes it back to Shaw, who goes back to Martinez. He looks to go forward in towards Dorgu. Does go forward into Dorgu. Casemiro now. Looking to go into the right-hand side. It's a ball over in towards Dorgu again. Big chance for Dorgu. He passed it in towards Mainu. And Saliba was there just in time. And Arsenal under pressure again. This is Dalot. Bruno looking to cross it over in towards Mainu. Mainu looking to go forward. Luke Shaw was there. It's now Mateusz Cunha who looks to strike across goal. Saka sends it away. Still with United. Fernandez on the edge of the left-hand side of the penalty area. Still with the ball. And a flash of brilliance there for Man United. And they go back towards Martinez again. And now forward here with Maguire on the right side. Dallow's there. He passes it back to Dallow, I presume. No, he lets it go. Oh, it's close to going out to play. Headed away by Arsenal. Trossard now with the ball. He sends it forward in towards what ends up being Martinez. Kobe Mainu now, about 40 yards out. On the right-hand side here with Maguire. In towards Ahmad. Dallow was making a run through but couldn't quite be spotted. It's forward, and it's forward straight to David Raya. So Declan Rice takes the ball and sends it forward now. We're heading down the middle of the pitch, just inside Manchester United's half now. Ebrichieze with the ball. Nice swivel. Holds the ball now. Looking for a decision. Fans are getting loud. There's Trossard now on the edge of the area. Looks to cross it in. Goes straight to the hands of Lammens. And Lammens recoups it again. And another great game for Lammens, who came in this season for United. Of course, replaced what was Bayendia. He's done a way better job than he has. As they ball with Maino in towards Dorgo, who wins it. Rice and Fernandez having a quick laugh about something. We get underway again. This here's Arsenal with Timber. Switches it over to the right-hand side with Saliba. Rice now about 30 yards out in the centre of the field. Through in towards Ben White. He looked to try and find Gyökeres, couldn't link up. Now with Matheus Cunha. He's looking to go forward. It goes out of play. It'll be throwing the way of Arsenal. Mikel Merino sends it back in, but it wasn't. It was given the way of Manchester United instead. And here comes, I think, Noni Madueke heading onto the field as well for Arsenal. So off comes Trossard and on comes Madueke. Let's see what Madueke can do. Can he get involved in this game? That is a question. 15 minutes to go here. And of course, as we know, it's been, I think, since April last year since Arsenal lost a home game in the Premier League. That's looking to end in Manchester United's favour today. There's Ben White with the ball. He looks confused of where to send it. He gives it to Merino. Back to White. Down the wing in towards Victor Gyökeres, who wins it back off of Martinez. Now Noni Madueke into the area. He gets dispossessed there by Maino, who sends it out of play to throw in for Arsenal. Great work there by Noni Madueke. And let's see where the ball goes. Will it go into the area? Ben White looking for an option again. Gives it to Merino. Merino goes back along the wing towards Declan Rice. Over towards Gabriel. Now he pushes it onto the left-hand side here. Yurin Timber runs forward. Saka's there waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Saka runs across. Gabriel receives. Back to Royce again. Could be looking for a crossing opportunity here, could Arsenal. As here goes Saka. In towards Eze. Eze's on the wing, but he decides to cut across. Looking to find the ball in towards Yurin Timber. And it's sent high and away by Harry Maguire. Madueke gets to it, though, before it goes out of play. Now it's with Saliba. Madueke, who's been on the pitch a couple of minutes, has been doing some insane work. He makes it into the box. Oh, Ben White was just about to get on the end of that one. And that'll be a goal kick for Manchester United. And you started to think now, as the game's going on, even though Arsenal are looking more lively and lively every minute, I don't think it's going to be their day today. Could easily be an equaliser, but it's also one of them situations where you could easily be looking at the other end and it could be another goal for Manchester United. So many opportunities for both teams. And you start to think as well, if they can keep up this, how long have they, how long could potentially Michael Carrick stay? If he does a brilliant job, maybe they'll keep him until the end of the season. You never know what the decision could be here by the board if this works well. I mean, I think you've given yourself a decent starting point by having 6 points against the top 2 teams. Of course, it's required a change of system as well, going from a 3-back to a 4-back, and it's worked instantly for Man United. It just shows maybe their team's not as bad as people think it is, or at least as it looked under Ruben Amorim. Who I think, then again, they were still up to 6th place in the league anyway, so they wasn't in a bad position, but if they can get this system to work here, it just elevates you even more and more. Sits with Casemiro now. Fernandez sends it forward, looking to try and find Dorgu again. Dorgu goes down. It's a free kick given the way of Arsenal. Fans of both sides aren't happy. And Dorgu on the floor, holding his hamstring. A review again. So he pulled down Ben White, and then he went for a slipping slide about 4 metres across the ground. And of course, landed funny, and he's complaining about his right hamstring. So, medical team there to assist him on the field. Great work there by Dorgu, though. Of course, that goal he had earlier on, brilliant shot. I mean, Rai was not getting to that one at all. And of course, full-time scores as well around the Premier League. So I didn't cover them earlier on. So it was Brentford 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3. A red card going to Adam Wharton. And then it was Newcastle 0, Aston Villa 2. Get back underway, we play again. 11 minutes to go in this game. And it's still United that lead and Arsenal trailing by 1. Saka on the edge of the area. Looks for the cross into the area. Looking to find a head. And it goes just on top of goal. That was off of, I think, Gyökeres. Thinks it was deflected, but I don't think it was. I think it was off of the head of, see again. Yes, that was off of, oh. Weird view. Might need to see a view of the front of goal instead there. So off comes Dalot. No, sorry, not Dalot. Off goes Dorgu, who of course was the goal scorer, and on comes Benjamin Sesko. It makes you think as well that, like, Man United, you'd think by now would want to be settling for this 2-1 and, you know, maybe busting up their defence, but no, they've gone for another attacker, so they want to go again. So they're looking to get a third here at Manchester United. They don't want to settle for 2. They want to go for 3. So I think Sesko was hit in the face by the ball coming from Fernandez and was having a breather for a moment. As here's Nani Madueke looking to get the ball into the area. Ball goes out of play. It's a corner for Arsenal. And a little bit of pain, I think, for Benjamin Sesko. Not the life out of him. It was straight into his nose. I mean, that certainly would have knocked the wind out of you. Still looks a bit looks a bit phased. Got a red circle on his face as well, but he's carrying on. He's Benjamin Sesko. You can tell where he's been hit. One part of his face is white, the other part of his face is red. Of course, it doesn't help being cold either. So here we go again. Chance for Arsenal to equalise. I mean, the Emirates would go absolutely berserk if this was to happen here. Of course, we know Arsenal are good from corners. It's Madueke, not Madueke. Can't see who it is. It's Saka again who sends this one in. Into the area goes Saka. Punched away by David Raya. By Lemon, sorry. Back with Saka. Now with Saliba. Back to Saka in the edge of he's inside the area now. He's working his way in more. Saka goes for a strike. And off the post it goes. Great save as well by Lamans. It hit off Lamans onto the post and out it went. A little bit like that goal we saw from him for England in the Euros a couple of years ago. Very similar, actually. Off of Lammens into the post. So here we go again. Sakat sends the ball in. And it's in! It's in! The referee has called it as a goal. It went in once, it came out, it went in again. And it was Mikel Merino with the goal to equalise for Arsenal. And the Emirates are very happy about that. It doesn't look like they're going to have their third loss this season. It's Mikel Merino who scores for Arsenal in the 83rd minute off a set piece. We'll see a replay of it again because it went in the goal twice. It went in, came out, went in again. I think that second one was more for comfortability of it actually going in. So Saka sent the ball in. Does it come off Merino at first as well? Oh, but I think it comes off. I don't know who actually came off there. Everybody was all together, crowded up. In again. I think it was... might have been off a United player. I really can't tell. He was off of Maguire. Then it went in towards Merino after. So off of Maguire, off of the arm of Shaw, then off the foot of Merino, and then Benjamin Sesko tries to hurry it away. So Arsenal are happy. Mikel Arteta is jumping in the air with joy. And it's Mikel Merino who takes the goal. And the goal is allowed as well. VAR says, yep, that's a goal. And for Mikel Merino, that will be his 4th goal this season. And then the pressure's on for Manchester United and for Michael Carrick to get a late winner. Or even Arsenal. Maybe they can spring forward and get another one late on in this game. The pressure is on both teams now. And I think we'll still get a decent chunk of stoppage time as well. At least 3 or 4 minutes here, I think. Maybe even more than that, actually. Because we've had a couple of goals. We've had players go down. Substitutions. Let's see with David Raya. Sends it out towards Saliba. He's now sending the ball forward. All the way forward to Saliba along the right wing. Now with Noni Madueke. Arsenal are looking for the winner late on. Madueke was a poor final touch. And it goes out to play. It'll be a Manchester United goal kick here. There we go, and Arsenal fans want that 3rd goal. They want the winner here at the Emirates today. If they get the win, they'll go 7 points clear of Manchester City. Even if they hold it, they'll still be 5 points clear of Manchester City and Aston Villa. But they want 3 points. As here's the ball with Fernandes. Into Mainu. Now there's a big chance here for Man United. And shoots! Oh, it's in! What a goal for Manchester United! Matheus Cunha! 85th minute. What a goal! Outside the area. And just as Arsenal thought they had a point, it gets stripped away. And United take 3 again. What a goal from Matheus Cunha. Oh my goodness, I can't quite believe what I've just witnessed here. Cunha scores. What a goal. Oh my. We'll get a replay of it again in a minute. But Matheus Cunha substituted on around, I think, 15 minutes ago. And strikes just as Arsenal actually was looking for their winner. What a goal. Can't quite believe this at all. Right, see it again. So it was headed down by Sesko. Then it was Fernandes. Then it was Mainu. Found Matheus Cunha. What a strike. So it was Mainu there with the assist. And there was no one there. There's so much space between Gabriel and Timber. So it's Cunha who scores. And 3 points are looking back on the cards for Manchester United again. And Michael Carrick goes mental, and Mikel Arteta looks in pain. As the away end here at the Emirates. I mean, there's a couple of guys in the disabled section of the front with there was a walking stick, there was crutches all in the air. That shows how much it means. Mikel Merino was angry as well. He was giving a bit of a shout, but of course it's not all over here yet. 2 minutes between the two goals to make it go from an equaliser to a Manchester United winner here. Ahmed came off as well for Mazraoui, and now Michael Carrick decides to make things a little bit defensive for United. What a second half this has been here at the Emirates this afternoon. As it's Nani Madueke who finds, Eberechi Eze, then it goes to Timber. Timber finds Saka, who's moved over to the left-hand side, and of course with Madueke coming onto the field. And as I've just heard as well, it was 2 minutes and 58 seconds between the two goals there. As United bring that up to 4th place in the league, which is brilliant, I think, for, of course, finishing 16th last season, losing the Europa League final to get denied the Champions League to Tottenham, to now sit 4th in the Premier League, and they might be able to take Champions League either way, as long as they stay there for the rest of the season. What a battle we've got for the top 4, I think, now, with Chelsea and Liverpool involved as well, Villa, Manchester City and Arsenal too. It's with Eze here. Finds White. White displaces into Cunha. Back with Marino. Now with Gyökeres. Now with Eberechi Eze. Finds Saka. Saka out wide as the ball gets flicked behind and nobody was there to retrieve it. And it's a corner here for Arsenal. Can they do another late twist in this game and make it 3-3? The Emirates want it, and I'm sure the players do as well. Of course, a loss here for Arsenal ends their long streak of being unbeaten. 7 minutes of added time here. This could get spicy now. I'm sure I would not be surprised if we see a goal from either team in this 7 minutes remaining. They're all scrambling around, all pushing each other. Paul Lammon's being pushed back into his own goal as the ball goes into the area. Is it a goal here? Down goes. And Burmo, it's a yellow card, I think, being brought out as well for Madueke. As Cunha's gone down. Not Burmo, I don't know where I got that from, but Cunha went down. View again of this. Cunha fell down, and yep, he'll get himself back up, and they'll be wasting as much time as they possibly can now to run off this one, as it was Eberechi Eze with a yellow card being awarded there, and Arsenal fans look distraught. Into the 92nd minute now here at the Emirates. Michael Carrick looks absolutely exhausted, I think, from all the cheering and the shouting and the jumping he's been doing. So we're back on the play again here. Declan Rice at the back, building it up. Rice sends it out wide towards Madueke, headed down by Luke Shaw, finds Mateus Cunha again. Cunha goes down. It's a free kick the way of Manchester United. And of course, the more free kicks that come their way, the more opportunities it is to time waste. And the referee said to Cunha, get up. Sitting on the floor, he's like, get up, come on, carry on. So here we go again. Ball forward, falls to David Raya. Now they want to get things going quickly again. Ben White, back to Raya. Arsenal really want to be getting this forward as quickly as they can. It's with Rice now, who's making his way in towards the Manchester United half. Looking to find Timber on the left. Goes to Eze. Eze now over towards Saliba. Finds Saka. Eze again on the right-hand side this time. Now I'm taking it more towards the middle here as it's going to be Sir Gabriel moving forward now. Saka's on the left. He's not found Saka. He's found Declan Rice. Rice over towards Mikel Merino, who scored that goal for Arsenal when they equalised around 15 minutes ago. Now it's here with Gabriel. Saliba in towards White. White sends across and it goes off of Luke Shaw. So it'll go out of play. It'll be a throw in here for Arsenal. And Ben White's going to get it quickly. There with Saliba. Oh, and Manchester United have won it. They've sent it down for goal. Oh, and it was... Fernandez thought he'd go for it because Gabriel didn't get to the ball in time. David Raya was nowhere near his line, so Fernandez went for the shot, but it was nowhere near. But they got nothing to lose here, have they, really? As it's now with Arsenal. Forward again. Out of play. Throwing for Arsenal. It's Madueke who passes it to Ben White, who has been their throwing man this game. He goes forward in towards Timber, but it's kicked away heavily by Martinez. Ben White waiting for someone to give it to. Another poor throw in there because it falls to Mainu. Rice finds Madueke now into Yuri and Timber. Saka, who's dropped really deep here. He's going to struggle to try and beat Dalot. So he's got to try and get himself back up forward. Timber sends a long kick to the right-hand side. Off of the head. And now towards Gyökeres. Can Gyökeres score? No. Lammens gets there just in time. Nearly a big opportunity there. So here we go. 2 minutes left in the game. Into the 96th minute now. United win the ball. It's with Cunha. He's running forward on the wing. He's got to beat Ben White. He's slowed down a little bit. He's trying to cut himself inside. He gets pushed over by Merino. Merino carries on forward. Referee allows play on. Merino over to towards Noni Madueke. Madueke is still running forward on the right-hand side. He's got Ben White to his right. Ben White sends it in towards Bukayo Saka. Madueke trying to get there first. It was Harry Maguire who sent it away. Ball falls in towards Gabriel. Down goes one of the United players in the area. And that'll be a free kick given the way of Manchester United. And you're starting to think here, this is it probably for Arsenal. Haven't lost here since May, and that was, I think it was against Bournemouth. I'm just going to double check. Yep. It was against Bournemouth. The last time that they lost here at home. What a shame. What a big shame for Arsenal. But this is brilliant for Manchester United. Michael Carrick is going to really be getting a round of applause. People said, oh, why is Michael Carrick, their interim manager, going to deport? Well, wouldn't say he's done a poor job. Ian Wright in the crowd looks distraught. Declan Rice now moving forward. Arsenal potentially looking for a late equaliser. No. And United now, they're just going to play hella defensive here. They're not going to let anybody have a chance at running forward. If that means a yellow card, they'll go for it. We're into the 97th minute now. It's with Gyökeres to go for the equaliser. Oh, and dear me, it goes way too wide. Gyökeres thought he might have had it there. I think so did the Arsenal players. Arsenal fans, sorry. As it went in towards Gyökeres. I mean, you should be finishing that really. Come on, that was poor. You had Gabriel there, Saka there, Madueke on the floor. A quick pass, and it would have been straight into the back of the net because Lammens was nowhere near his net, his goal line. What a poor ball there for Victor Gyökeres. But I think it was given as a foul anyway because, yeah, I think that must have been given as a foul, whatever happened. We've probably got last kick of the game here. Lamond sends it forward. And that's full time here at the Emirates. Their first loss since May. And it's Manchester United who take the 3 points. What a game between both teams. It was a late equaliser to make it 2-2 in the 85th minute. A minute later, it was Manchester United with Matheus Cunha who scored and made it 3-2. So here we are, full time at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. And of course, this is where we end our weekend of football action. But of course, we're back tomorrow night as Everton take on Leeds at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. That'll be a very enthralling game. But of course, before that, and for the rest of the week, we have the Formula 1 testing at Barcelona. The private test, which is not shown anywhere on broadcast or social media. We have it right here on JB Motorsports. We've got all 5 days, 9 till 6 p.m. of the F1 testing action. So make sure to join us over on JB Motorsports tomorrow from 9 a.m. and then back from 7:55 here on JB Sports Extra as Everton take on Leeds. Goodbye.